Today we want to tell about identity and value. So, who are you? How would you describe yourself in a few words?
Hi everyone, my name is Farahdifa Wahab, and today I want to talk about something is identity. Identity is what makes us who we are. It's not just about our name or where we come from, but also about our personality, values, dreams, and experience that shape us every day. When I ask myself, who am I? The answer isn't always simple. I am a young woman who was born and raised in Kendari. I grew up in a lovely family. My father is a fisherman and my mother is a housewife. They both have taught me about patience and hard work and gratitude. From them, I learned that identity is built from the people who surround us and the lessons we take from them. What makes me unique? Maybe it's the way I see the world. I am someone who loves singing, listening to music, and watching moves. Something I play a game. Those hobbies help me express myself and feel connected to emotions and stories from many cultures. I am also a bit shy, but I love learning new things, especially English, because my parents always encourage me to do my best. For me, being unique means accepting who am I, even with my weakness and using them as part of my strength. Family has a big influence on my identity. My parents are my first teachers. They've taught me moral values, discipline, and kindness. They always remind me that no matter what I do or where I go, I must stay humble and remember my roots. Because of them, I've learned that identity is not something we're just born with. It's something we build with love and experience. Besides family, the society around us also shapes our identity. Friends, school, and community play a big role in how we grow and see the world. For example, my environment in Kendari teaches me to appreciate culture and respect others. The people I meet, whether at school or in my neighborhood, help me understand different perspectives and make me more open minded. In the end, I believe our identity is a combination of everything: our family, environment, experience, and choices. Every day, we keep growing and changing. What matters most is to stay true to ourselves and keep improving. So, when someone asks me who you are, I'll proudly answer, I am Farahdifa Ardina Wahab, a dreamer, a learner, and someone who believes that identity is a lifelong journey. I think that's all for me. Thank you for listening. I hope my story inspires you to think about your own identity, who you are, where you come from, and what makes you special.
Okay, Asri. What makes you are you? What makes you who you are?
Okay, my name is Sutri Asrianti. People usually call me Asri. Today, I want to share something very personal about my identity and my values. But before I begin my story, let's first understand what those two words really mean. Identity means who we truly are, our personality, our background, our culture, and the things that make us unique. It also includes how we see ourselves and how others see us. Values, on the other hand, are, are the things we believe are important in life, like honesty, kindness, respect, or family. These values guide the way we think, speak, and act every day. So, identity is who we are, and values are what we stand for. They are deeply connected. Our identity shapes our values, and our values help define our identity. But both of them are not something we are simply born with. They are built through our family, our environment, and our life experience. And that's what I want to share today, how my identity and values were shaped. I grew up in a family that many people might describe as strict. My parents always had high expectation from me. They want me to study hard, be polite, wake up early, and always respect others. When I was younger, I didn't always understand. Sometimes I thought, why are my parents so strict? Why aren't they like other parents who say I love you all the time? But as I grew older, began to realize something important. Their strictness was also a form of love. In my family, love wasn't always spoken with soft words. It was sound through actions, through meals prepared, through advice about studying, or through the nights they stay awake when I was sick. From that, I learned that love doesn't always sound gentle. Sometimes love sounds firm. From that family environment, part of my identity was formed. I become someone who values discipline, responsibility, and respect. I also became a bit quiet, not because I have nothing to say, but because I learned to think before I speak. That's why many people call me introvert. And yes, I'm a little shy, especially when meeting new people. I don't talk much at first, but once I get close to someone, believe me, I can talk a lot. And that taught me something. Identity is not simple. We can be both shy and talk active, depending on the people and the situation. Identity has layers. It's shaped by family, friends, culture, and experience. My neighborhood also influenced who I am. I grew up in a community where everyone knew each other. Children played together, adults chat outside their house. From that, I learned about togetherness and cooperation. But also notice that not everyone is the same. Some people were confident and outgoing, while others were quiet, like me. For a long time, I felt small among confident people. I used to think being quiet was a weakness, but slowly I realized something powerful. Being quiet doesn't mean being weak. It means I take time to understand things deeply. It means I listen carefully instead of rushing to speak. And yet, deep inside, I knew I want to change. Not because being quiet is bad, but because I want to grow. I don't want to stay in my comfort zone forever. Because even though being quiet feels safe, sometimes it also makes me feel small, like my voice doesn't matter. I want to change. I want to be more active. I want to speak with uh, confidence, share my thoughts, and connect with people around me. But honestly, it's not easy. Every time I try to speak in front of others, my heart beats so fast, like it's running a race. My hands get cold, my mind goes blank, and I start to worry. What if I say something wrong? That feeling, that fear is real, but I've learned something important. Change doesn't mean becoming a different person. It means becoming a braver version of yourself. I don't want to erase my good side. I just want to balance it, to be calm and confident, to listen and to speak. Because being introvert is not a weakness. It's just one part of me. And wanting to grow doesn't mean I hate who I am. It means I believe I can be better. So now I'm learning slowly, step by step. I try to speak a little more during class. I try to raise my hand Even when my heart beats fast, I remind myself that mistakes are okay. Because speaking is not about being perfect, it's about being brave. Every time I face my fear, I grow a little bit more, and maybe one day I'll stand in front of a crowd and speak confidently. Not because I'm no longer afraid, but because I've learned to speak even when I'm afraid. From my environment, I've developed new values, kindness, empathy, and understanding. I've learned that everyone has their own story and struggles. That realization taught me to be more patient with others and also gentle with myself. I've also learned not to judge people too quickly because I know how it feels to be misunderstood. One of the most important values I found is self acceptance. My quiet nature doesn't make me less valuable. It's simply the way I express myself. I express myself not always through words, but through listening, observing, and thinking deeply. And that is my strength. So, this is who I am. I'm a quiet person who thinks a lot. I prefer deep connection rather than having many solo, solo friendships. I value respect, empathy, and love. These are the values that guide me every day in how I treat others, make decisions, and see myself. Of course, I still have doubts sometimes. There are moments when I compare myself to others and feel not good enough. But then I remind myself, identity is not something you find once, it's something you build every day. And our values are like a compass. They guide us when we feel lost. My family gave me the roots. My environment gave me the lessons. My experience gave me strength. Together, they create the person I'm today. Not perfect, but growing. Not the loudest, but sincere. Not always confident, but always learning. That's my identity. Those are my values, and if there's one thing I've learned from all of this, it's that you don't need to be someone else to be valuable. You just need to be the best version of yourself. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how about you, Zara?
Okay.
What is the meaning of identity for you?
Okay. My name is Ode Zahra and I come from Muna, Sultan Sulawesi, Indonesia. Today, I would like to share my reflection about identity and value and how they shape who I am, how I live, and what I want to achieve in life. Let me start with a simple question. Who am I? For me, this question is not only about my name or where I was born. It is deeper than that. It's about understanding my roots, my culture, my beliefs, and my experiences that makes me who I am today. I was born and raised in Muna, a beautiful island in South Sulawesi. People in Muna are known for their warmth, politeness, and strong sense of community. Growing up there, I learned the importance of respecting others, being humble, and maintaining harmony with people around me. In our local culture, we believe that every person has a responsibility to their family and society. This value of togetherness and mutual support is one of the strong part of my identity. At the same time, I am also a Muslim, and my religion plays a big role in shaping my value and character. Through Islam, I learned to be honest, patient, and kind to everyone, No matter their background, my faith guides me to be grateful and to see challenges as part of Allah's plan for me. It reminds me that life is not just about achieving success, but about being a good person and helping others. So, if I try to describe my identity, I would say I'm Munaga and Indonesia and I'm Muslim. Each of these parts connect to form my personal identity. They influence how I think, how I behave, and how I communicate with people from different cultures. Now, let's talk about how our character is formed. Character is not something that appears instantly. It is built slowly through our family, education, environment, and experiences. My parents always taught me to respect elders, to be responsible, and to speak politely. At school, my teachers encouraged me to be confident, disciplined, and open-minded. And through my experiences meeting people from different regions and culture, I've learned to be more understanding and empathic. For example, when I moved to study at Hallelujah University, I met many friends from different ethnic groups and religions. At first, I was a bit shy and worried about how to communicate with them, but then I realized that even though we are different, we share the same human values. We all want kindness, respect, and friendship. This experience helped me grow into someone more tolerant and appreciative appreciative of diversity. Now, how do I implement my identity and value in daily life? First, I try to practice respect. I greet people kindly, I listen when others speak, and I avoid judging others too quickly. Second, I practice honest and responsibility. I try to be truthful in my studies, in my friendship, and in the tasks I do. Third, I keep my faith and humility. I pray, I reflect, and I remind myself to stay grateful for what I have. I also try to bring my culture values into my studies. As a student of English education, I believe learning a new language is not only about grammar or vocabulary, it's also about understanding the culture behind the language. When I learn English, I also learn how people from other countries express respect, politeness, and emotion differently. This helps me become more aware of cultural diversity and more respectful in communication. The purpose of understanding our identity and values for me is to live a more meaningful and balanced life. When we know we are, we can stand confidently in front of others, no matter where we go. When we understand we can make better decisions, yeah, kindness, and contribute to society. I also believe that in today's global world, cross-cultural understanding is very important. We meet people with different languages, beliefs, and lifestyles, especially through the internet and education. If we don't understand our own identity, we might easily lose ourselves or feel confused. But when we are strong in our identity and open to learning from others, we can build harmony and avoid conflict. In the future, I want to use what I've learned to become not only a teacher of English, but also a person who inspired understanding between cultures. I want my students to learn that English is not just a subject, it is a break to connect with the world. And I want them to be proud of their own identity while still respecting others. To conclude, I believe that identity and values are the foundation of who we are. My identity as a Muna girl, an Indonesian and Muslim gives me strength, goodness, and purpose. This value reminds me to always do good, respect others, and be grateful for everything in my life. By understanding ourselves first, we can understand others better, and the true meaning of cross culture understanding. I think that's all. Thank you very much for listening. Okay, I think that's all
For
us.
us.
Thank you very
Thank you for
much.
listening.
Thank you
And
for
listen
watching and
and
listening.
And we close by wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.